Okay, I'm recording, and I'm Isaac with American Lighthouse, and I haven't posted a video in a couple days. I've had stuff. I've had to do stuff around the house, rearrange stuff, move stuff here, take stuff there, and I've had a friend stopping by after his work um because I'm on the way home, and he we don't get to hang out very much, so it's nice, and he'll only be coming by as long as he's doing this job at this apartment near my house, so. Um, I need to figure out a way how that doesn't interfere with my making my videos. Uh, but I'll work on it. I very well may miss a video here and there, um, simply because of conflicting things, and um, whereas I want to do this video, this channel thing, continuously. Um, for yeah, I've got like a cowlick that's making my head look weird. Okay, there. Um, and I did this video before, but it cut out about 10, 11 minutes into the video. My webcam just went boop and reset, and then went back to the standard waiting to see if it wants to take a picture or record. So I'm gonna do this one a little faster. So I'm gonna condense it then a little more than my last one. Um, there's a notion in the minds of some of our citizens here in America that America is not great anymore, or they run on the premise that it was never great to begin with because it was founded on bloodshed and slavery. Um, no nation on this earth until America wasn't founded by conquest and brutality to levels that we couldn't even fathom today. And so America is no different in the bloodshed that made it, but we must, and I hate to use the example, the ends justify the means, but if we just look objectively at America and its role in this world, and I think I've talked on topics before why I think America is the greatest. Now let's show the real life fruit that it bears. So let's take the year, and I went back to, like, in my last video, I went back to 100 AD, I mean 1000 AD, and then if you take 1000 AD and go to 1600 AD, that's 600 years. N- Not much changed really. There were improvements to certain amenities in culture and society. Um, there was a more artistic, and I don't want to restart my Windows. You friggin' can't you see I'm doing something here? Sorry, I had to get off the screen, otherwise it was going to bother me. I don't know if it appeared on this screen, but there in that 600 years, well, in context, that 600 years actually more happened in the last 600 years, and then so on and so forth as we progress. But it was always a slow progression. Now let's go let's say 1715. Before America was created. Um, you go from 1715 to no 1712 to 1812 after the War of 1812. I'm using that example because that was when we kind of fermented that we were a nation. Even in that time span, the only thing that really changed was a little bit of more modern warfare. The how we conducted warfare was we developed tactics of skirmishing and stuff to that effect that generally wasn't the a common practice in general warfare at the time. So we saw the creation of that type of tactics to be more recognizable, at least to us Americans, because we mainly it's because we couldn't go hand to hand, line to line with British redcoats. But I'm getting off the weeds here, and I want to get to the point is, if you look from 1712 to 1812, there was still there was a lot that got done, but again, not much more than just refining and changing what had already been. But then you go from 1812 to 1912. The entire world has completely changed. It's almost as night and day. Um, and there have been many nations which had concepts similar to America's, free will, self-determination, self-accountability, um, you know, equality under the law. Um, but none of them ever had that boom that America did. Um, and that is because of all those nations that did try that, they were still uh, very one race or one way of thinking, and so they may have had uh, advancements in topics and fields and research and innovation and so on and so forth, but it was always from their viewpoint. There's no contrasting viewpoints, at least that were as free as the people of that country or nation. It wasn't until America when we had, and at the beginning it was very limited. We had Scottish, Irish, English, Russian, Chinese, Japanese. Those were the main people that originally came here in droves, which mean that like the mass population of white Europeans was going to be matched in some comparative manner with the other races of the world. And because of all those people had the ability of the same European settlers that came over here, they were able to thrive and grow. And because of all those different insights and points of views and perspectives, we were able to come up with and advance the world in 100 years, in which the past 1,000 years hadn't come close. And so you're going to tell me America isn't great anymore? Okay, we have our flaws, um, but most of them are due to this totalitarian mindset that a lot of liberals have nowadays. And people always say, "Oh, what about Republicans back in the day?" Well, yeah, no, they were, some of them were kind of stupid. Um, but at the end of the day, if you stack tally for tally, Republicans that did fucked up shit and Democrats that did fucked up shit, it'd be like Republicans here, Democrats here, continuously going up because they're still fucking up. They still are. But this idea that America isn't great or wasn't great, it's preposterous because of simply what America has allowed the world to see it is possible to do when you don't say one person gets different racial treatment from another person under the law and in society. And that means, you can be gay and be a contractor. You can be gay and be an artist. You can be gay and be a manager at McDonald's. It doesn't matter whatever it is you want to do. Being gay does not hold you back unless you think that you're held back because you're gay, and then you will hold yourself back. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you understand that when someone's being a dick to you, it's probably not because you're gay or black or straight or Christian. Well, at least nowadays it seems to be if you're a straight white Christian like me, I am seen as evil in a lot of circles of people, and I don't see that. I think I'm pretty open-minded. I've had best friends who are gay, Asian, black, straight, Satanist, Catholic, atheist. But if you're having a hard time with someone for some reason, if you straight go to the what you say gay, you're born gay. If you go to the immutable characteristic, of course you're not going to have progress because it's something that cannot be fixed. But if you focus on maybe your attitude or the way you perceive things or in the way you conduct yourself, those are things that are changeable that you have power over, and you need to focus on those things to better yourself. Um, but again, America, if it's fundamentally evil, then there's no fixing it. If it's fundamentally based on genocide and murder, then you can't fix it. But if you understand that that's not the soul of America, that's not what America was meant to be, then the problems we have we can fix because it's that of character. It's that of how we conduct ourselves in the world stage, which, as of late, Republican and Democrats have kind of dicked us on that as Americans. Um, and I don't know. Things may never change. We may always well, and things don't really change ever. Pendulum swings. Right now, the pendulum is just swinging way to the left, and there's going to be a snapshot back. It's going to go way to the right, and then hopefully it will even out again. Um, and so I'm doing the best I can, just talking about topics, hopefully helping people kind of see it from a different perspective, maybe, whether you're right or left, because I don't agree with any one person on the right or left 100%. Um, there's not one person. Uh, but I know that's wishful thinking, pie in the sky thinking, to think that there's anyone on the planet I'll agree 100% with. And that's a good way to never find people to have common ground with is if you expect them to have complete common ground, and that's just not going to happen. Okay, but yeah, no, America is great. We were great, and we are great. We can be greater, but we have to look at how we can be great and not focus on the sins we've made because all countries have horrible beginnings. It's what they do once they are a nation, how they conduct themselves, and America's conduct themselves, in my opinion, far above and beyond what any country would have ever done with the power and strength that we had. So yeah, if you don't like America, you can fucking fuck off, you comedy fucks.